All right, let's dive in. Today, we're building the ultimate playbook for your next big job interview. Seriously, we're going to completely re-engineer your prep and turn all that anxiety into a concrete, absolute winning strategy.
We've all been there, right? That sinking feeling. You've got the skills, the resume is perfect, but everything boils down to this one simple, terrifying question. This is the exact problem we are going to solve today. I'm going to give you the words, the strategy, everything you need.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get into crafting your core stories so you can nail those really tough questions. Then, we're building a 90-day impact plan, arming you with hard data for proof. And then, we'll wrap it up by building a cheat sheet so you walk in feeling unstoppable. Okay, let's jump into our first section, crafting your core stories. This is all about how you handle those make-or-break questions. Your mission here is to stop just listing your experience and start telling powerful stories. See, an interview isn't a quiz. It's really a performance where you prove your value with unforgettable narratives. So you get a technical question just like this one. They're not just asking what you know, are they? No, they're asking how you've actually used what you know. This is your cue, your opportunity to set up a really powerful story. And here's the exact formula to do it. Think of this as your secret weapon for any answer. You start with your years of experience, you give a super specific example of a project you led, and then, and this is the most crucial part, you end with a number, a quantifiable result like a 95% closure rate. That is absolutely unforgettable. Here we go, another high-stakes question, especially if you're in a regulated industry. What they really want to know is, do you get the seriousness of compliance? Can you speak the language of critical frameworks like NIST?
So listen, here's the key. Don't just drop keywords like NIST. Anyone can do that. The pro move is to connect that keyword to a massive achievement, something huge like 100% audit compliance. And then you explain the business benefit. You didn't just check a box. You actually made the company stronger and more secure.
Ooh, this question is all about your leadership. Finding a problem? That's the easy part. What they want to know is, do you take ownership? Do you drive it all the way to a solution? Are you just an auditor, or are you a real problem solver?
And this slide, this lays out the perfect three-step takedown. First, you quantify the risk. Don't just say a gap. Say, I mitigated over 25 gaps. Then, you show you're a team player by working with other teams. And finally, you prove you get the job done with a system for tracking and a sky-high closure rate. It shows you own the problem from start to finish.
Okay, moving on to our second big strategy. You've told them what you've done in the past. Now, you're going to show them exactly what you'll do for them in the future. This is the move, you guys, that separates you from literally every other candidate in the room.
A 30, 60, 90-day plan is your ace in the hole. It's a simple, one-page document that proves you're not just looking for a paycheck. You're looking to make an immediate, tangible impact. It tells the hiring manager that, in your mind, you've already started the job.
And just look at this progression. It's so logical. The first 30 days are all about learning, absorbing the culture and getting the lay of the land. The next 30, that's when you start executing and finding ways to be more efficient. And that final 30, that's when you're creating real strategic value. You're showing them a clear journey from new hire to an absolutely indispensable part of the team.
All right, you've told some killer stories. You've laid out your future plan. Now it's time to back it all up with cold, hard proof. This is the part where you make your value completely undeniable. Because let's be honest, in business, and especially in an interview, numbers are the universal language of impact. They speak so much louder than adjectives, they make everything you're claiming feel real and tangible.
60%. Think about that. This number says you don't just work hard, you work smart. You found a way to save the company a massive amount of time and money.
30%. This one proves you're a protector of the business. You tangibly reduce the company's exposure to outside risk. That's huge.
And 95%, this is the clincher, this is the knockout punch. It says, when you find a problem, you don't let it go, you see it all the way through to the end, you deliver results, period.
Now this is where you bring it all together into what I call a power artifact. This table isn't just a bunch of data, it's a summary of your entire value proposition. It connects a critical business problem, the specific action you took, and the undeniable positive impact it had. It's brilliant.
Talking about your methodology is good. Of course it is. But showing it? That is a complete game changer. It demonstrates a level of professionalism and organization that, believe me, very few candidates ever bring to the table.
And this right here is the ultimate proof. A sample tracker like this shows exactly how your brain works. You're methodical, you're organized, you're accountable. You're not just saying you track things, you are showing them the very tool you use to guarantee results. It proves your process is real.
We are in the home stretch. You've prepared your stories, your plan, and all your proof. So the final step is to boil it all down into a simple, powerful tool you can look at right before you walk into that interview room.
And this is it, your cheat sheet. Look how it connects every key strength you have directly to a piece of cold, hard evidence. So when they ask that classic question, what's your greatest strength? You don't give some vague answer. You say efficiency, and you immediately back it up with that 60% metric. It keeps your most powerful points right at your fingertips.
So now, it is over to you. You have the entire playbook. You know exactly how to break down the questions, how to craft your narrative, and how to back it all up with undeniable proof. The only real question left is this: what is the one, single, most powerful story you are going to tell that will define your value and land you that job?